Hi, kindergarten friends. Today we're going to read chapter 6 in Pirates Past Noon. In chapter 5, we discover that Captain Bones needs Jack and Annie's help to find this treasure. He has a map, and Jack had to help him read the map, and it says, "The gold doth lie beneath the whale's eye." Under the whale's eye. And we're wondering what that means. And now Jack and Annie are on a rowboat on their way to the pirate ship. How are you feeling about that? When I read about that, I was feeling a little nervous, a little worried and scared for Jack and Annie. Today in chapter 6, we're going to visualize. When we visualize, we make a picture in our mind of what's happening in the story, kind of like we close our eyes and make a movie inside of our mind about what's happening in the story. Okay, so let's start reading. I'm going to use my reading voice. I'm going to read to you what the words say, and then we'll be able to read the picture if there's a picture. Chapter 6 is called The Whale's Eye. The rowboat tossed from side to side. The waves were huge. Salty spray stung Jack's eyes. He felt seasick. Oh my goodness, I think that first paragraph is so good. It made me think of so many things and visualize so many things. The reading voice said, the rowboat tossed from side to side. So my thinking voice is thinking about what that rowboat looks like. I'm visualizing it. Is it staying still in the water or is it moving around? It's moving around. So in my mind, I'm seeing that rowboat go from side to side. I'm seeing those big waves. And what do you think Jack looks like? What do we read Jack looks like? It said he felt seasick. So I'm thinking that if he's feeling seasick, he probably looks like this, like when your tummy hurts. So he's not looking very happy right now. That's what I'm thinking and visualizing in my mind. Let's keep reading. "Hold her steady," shouted Captain Bones. He pointed at the sea, "or will be meat for those evil brutes." Dark fins cut through the water. What do you think they are? Sharks. One zoomed right by the boat. Jack could have reached out and touched it. He shuddered. Soon the rowboat pulled alongside the ship. The air was filled with wild fiddle music and bagpipes playing. Jack heard shouts and ugly laughter. "Hoist 'em aboard," Captain Bones shouted to his men. Jack and Annie were hauled onto the deck. We don't have to visualize this part too much on our own. We can read the picture here. Annie and Jack were hauled onto the deck. The ship creaked and moaned. It rolled from side to side. Ropes flapped and snapped in the wild wind. Everywhere they looked, Jack saw pirates. Some were dancing. Many were fighting with swords or their fists. Would you want to be there with those pirates if they were fighting? I don't think I would. "Lock 'em in my cabin," Captain Bones ordered. A couple of pirates grabbed Jack and Annie and threw them into the ship's cabin. They locked the door. The air inside the cabin was damp and sour smelling. A shaft of gray light came through a small round window. "Oh man," said Jack, "we've got to figure out how to get back to the island." "So we can get to the treehouse and go home," said Annie. "Right." Jack suddenly felt tired. How would they ever get out of this mess? I'm thinking right now about what we just read. So tell me a little bit about what we read. Where do Jack and Annie want to be? Do they want to be on the ship or do they want to be on the beach? They want to be back on the beach. Why do they want to be back on the beach? We read with the reading voice that it was because they wanted to get back to the treehouse and go home. So they got to find a way out of the cabin. Let's see if they can figure out a way out. Keep reading. We better examine the book, said Jack. He reached into his backpack and pulled out the pirate book. He flipped through the pages. He looked for information to help them. "Look," he said. He found a picture of pirates burying a treasure chest. This might help. Together they read the words under the picture. Here's what it said. Captain Kidd was a famous pirate. It is said that he buried a treasure chest on a deserted island. The chest was filled with gold and jewels. Captain Kidd, said Jack. So that's the kid that Bones keeps talking about, said Annie. It's not really a kid, it's Captain Kidd. That's the captain's name who hid the treasure. Right, said Jack. Annie looked out the round window. And Captain Kidd's treasure is buried somewhere on the island, said Annie. Jack took out his notebook and his pencil. He wrote, Captain Kidd's treasure on island. Jack, said Annie. Shh, wait a minute, he said. I'm thinking. Guess what I see, said Annie. What? Jack asked. He looked back at the book. Well, this is going to be good for us to visualize. There's no picture, so let's make a picture in our mind. Here's what Annie sees. A whale. Neat, he said. Then he looked up. A whale? Did you say whale? A whale, a huge whale, as big as a football field. Can you see it in your mind? A big whale? Jack jumped up and looked out the window with her. Where? Jack asked. All he could see was the island and stormy waves and shark fins. There, said Annie. Where? There, the island is shaped like a giant whale. Oh man, whispered Jack. Now he could see it. See the whale's back? Said Annie. Yep, the slope of the island looked like the back of a whale. See his spout? Said Annie. Yep, the palm tree that held the treehouse looked like the spout of a whale. See his eye? Said Annie. Yep, a big black rock looked like the eye of the whale. Okay, there's going to be a picture on the next page to show you, but let's visualize what we read right now. The author did a great job of describing it to us. So the island actually looks like a whale. It's kind of sloped like this, so I can see in my mind the sand is high like this, like a hill, and then comes down. And then the spout of the whale, where the water would shoot up, is actually a palm tree that's out in the sand where the tree house is. And then the eye of the whale is really just a big rock, so I can see in my mind that big black rock that looks like a whale's eye. I can see it in my mind. Let's see if what we saw in our mind is similar to what the illustrator drew in the picture. I'll show you. There's what it looks like. Do you see the whale? This is what Jack and Annie saw. There's the sandy hill like the whale's back and his back fins, the rock that looks like a whale's eye, and the tree that looks like the spout. And you know what that made Jack think? Do you remember that treasure map? The gold doth lie beneath the whale's eye. Where do you think the treasure is? Jack and Annie are seeing an island that looks like a whale. That makes me wonder, could that be the whale that's on the treasure map? What do you think? That was pretty interesting. I think that Jack and Annie might have an idea about how to help Captain Bones find that treasure. Can't wait to read the next chapter and find out if they do find it. Here's what I drew for my story timeline card. Kind of like what the illustrator drew. I thought that was important, and that's what I was visualizing, was that island that looks like a whale. Jack and Annie saw an island, and it looked like a whale. That's what I drew for my story timeline card. I think this is going to be a really good clue in helping Captain Bones find that treasure. I hope you guys loved this chapter, and I hope that you're super excited, just like I am, to find out what happens next. Maybe if you draw a treasure map, you could draw an island that looks like this. That would be super fun. Can't wait to see what you draw.